Welcome back, SethBling here. In the last World Tour episode, I showed you guys my giant mob grinder thingy, and I said I might do a showcase of how it works. So that's what I'm going to do now. And I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit weird or whatever. I have a little bit of a cold from Paris still. Hello, Mr. Enderman. Oh, we're getting the sound. So, this is the mob grinder. It's pretty big, but it's quite manageable in terms of resources. This was... I built this fairly early on in this world, without access to many resources. Now, any mobs that are down here, you can just punch. Zombies you have to punch twice. Actually, spiders, because they'll sometimes latch onto the walls, you might actually have to hit with a sword. But you'll notice it doesn't look like there's many down here, but that's intentional. If you look right up through this window, and I push the button, you'll see water is flooding in, and there's going to be a bunch of mobs coming down here, and then the water is going to retract. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so basically water floods in and pushes all the mobs into the middle, and I'll kind of show you what the innards look like, but it's very simple to do. Now, every mob in here I can just punch once and they'll die, if I get close enough. The other cool thing about it is there's a skeleton here. If I come close enough, I have to be careful about this, but if I come close enough... Nope. I just don't want the creepers to explode. There we go. The skeleton will start shooting all the creepers. And he's just shooting the zombies. Come on, man. Help me out. There we go. So you can get records super easy this way. Another record. Oh. But yeah, you do have to be careful that you don't let the creepers explode. Anyway, just punch them all to death. It's a pretty good way to get experience too. Just because you don't have to waste a bunch of hunger and your sword and everything, and it's just really fast to kill all of them. And the drop rates or the spawn rates are actually pretty good. So if I hit this button again, I'll probably get quite a few more mobs down here. But yeah, some of them die when they hit the bottom because of the way I've set it up. It's not a perfect system. It's not going to get all of the mobs. And I'll show you why that is. But it'll get a lot, and it's still very handy and very easy to build. All right, so I have my little chest here that I have store all my stuff in. Yeah, something like that. Alright, so I'm going to go into creative mode now and fly around and show you guys what it looks like on the inside. So, up in here, we can just break into the side. Let me just grab some wood. Okay. So here's what it looks like on the inside. And you can see there's a fair amount of mob spawning. The Endermen, when they spawn, they're not going to fall through the trap and everything like everyone else, because water is what pushes everyone off. So, it's a little bit dark in here. Let me just light it up. There we go. Be easier to see now. So, basically what happens is, when you push the button... Let me actually come down here. So this is where the mobs all land, but you can't actually get up from there. When you push the button, it triggers some redstone, which triggers all these dispensers. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. So, button's right here. It just comes up this path and immediately triggers this redstone line here, and then there's also some delay so that it'll trigger the redstone line again about, I think it's like 8 seconds later. And then this redstone line comes up and triggers all of these dispensers. And let me head inside to show you what the dispensers do. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. The dispensers just have a bucket of water in them. So this is specifically designed so that when you here, let me just grab a whoops. I'll grab a button real quick. So that I'll get this. When you press or when you trigger the get out of here. What are you doing? When you trigger this, it dispenses the water, goes right up to the edge, and then you can see the skeleton fell. Now there's a 2-block deep sort of ring of water on the edge here on the bottom layer, and they push it in towards the middle. And what that does is it basically resets the fall damage. When a skeleton falls in here, or any mob, they won't take any damage. And so that allows them to fall just the right distance down here to be left at 1 heart, or half a heart. So you can just punch them to death. It's very simple. All you need is, I think it's 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then just make the diagonal. And just do it all the way around. This is really easy to expand upward. And you'll notice I've used dirt as a placeholder here, just because, you know, the roof here, I might actually want to at some point turn this roof into the next floor of the building. But it's pretty easy to build all the dispensers, especially once you have 1 or 2 layers and you can start getting spiders from this sort of thing. You know, you need string for the bow for the dispenser. It's pretty easy to build all of them. Just a really straightforward, simple design. And if you're curious about why I need the water, why I can't just always have the water, it's because when there is water on the platform, the mobs won't spawn. And when there isn't water on the platform and you're too far away, the mobs won't move at all. Now, the mobs right here are moving a little bit, and they're going to randomly fall off occasionally on their own. But if you're more than 32 meters away from a mob, it's not gonna be walking around, and so you'll never get the mobs to actually drop. Now, I didn't come up with the idea for using water to push the mobs in, especially in this kind of design where you have the water flood a whole large area. I think Monkey Farm may have been one of the first to do it, but I'm honestly not very sure. I know I saw a video on it at some point, and I thought it was really cool. But I'm just not sure who did that. So sorry about that I can't credit them. But yeah, it's really just kind of a straightforward thing. I think the fall is actually, it's like 23.5 blocks or something. I'm not sure. It's really easy to experiment with this. You just either keep lowering it or keep raising it until the mobs no longer die, and then you can build all your platform around it. Yeah, I just have a nice little half block worth of space in here that makes it really easy. Whoops, I'm still in creative mode. Don't want to do that. It makes it really easy to just punch the mobs. Although you do have to be careful. If you walk right up in here, they can see you, so creepers will actually try and explode if you walk right up as close as you can. Just be very careful of that. But otherwise, pretty simple design, and I hope you find it useful. Thanks for watching.